President Trump is expected to take on Joe Biden Thursday during a speech in Pennsylvania, slamming the former vice president's record and his policies on trade, energy, and jobs, while touting his own administration's work. The president is slated to deliver his speech Thursday afternoon just outside Biden's birthplace in Scranton, PA, and just hours before the former vice president is slated to formally accept the Democratic nomination for president. According to prepared remarks, obtained by Fox News, the president is expected to slam Biden for leaving the people of Pennsylvania behind. Tonight, Joe Biden will speak at the Democrat convention, and I am sure he will remind us that he was born in Scranton, Trump will say, according to prepared remarks. But here's what Joe Biden won't tell you: he left Scranton 70 years ago and he has spent the last half-century in Washington selling you out and ripping you off. The president is expected to add that Joe Biden has spent 5 decades in Washington betraying the people of Scranton. Joe Biden is no friend of Pennsylvania, he is your worst nightmare. The president is expected to blast Biden's policies, including his work on trade deals and what Trump calls his soft stance on China. Biden supported every single globalist attack: Pennsylvania workers, NAFTA, China's entry into the World Trade Organization, TPP, Korea, the Paris Climate Accord, and the so-called Clean Power Plan, the president is expected to say. Pennsylvania lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs after NAFTA and China's entry into the WTO courtesy of Joe Biden. The president is also expected to raise the issue of the Green New Deal, which he is expected to say would devastate Pennsylvania, specifically the fracking industry. Trump will hit Biden on immigration and the border, and his stance on sanctuary cities, while touting the Trump administration's record on taxes, the economy, and border security. The president will also focus on his running mate Sen. Kamala Harris, D. California, specifically how a potential Biden-Harris administration would be in favor of cutting police funding. The president is expected to tout his administration's efforts, and say that they ended the war on American energy. I put the miners back to work. I approved the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. America is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas on Earth, Trump is expected to say. To protect our steel workers, I placed tariffs on nations that were dumping cheap foreign steel, Trump will say. Within months, steel imports dropped by 26% and American steel production surged by over 18 million tons. Biden abandoned the industry, we saved the steel industry. Meanwhile, Biden's speech will come hours later from his Delaware hometown, concluding the days-long virtual 2020 Democratic National Convention. The events have featured prominent Democrats, like former President Barack Obama, former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and more, all of whom warned of 4 more years of Trump, and unequivocally threw their support behind Biden and Harris. The speech is part of a campaign swing through the Midwest during the convention, with Trump beginning the week in Minneapolis and traveling to Wisconsin. He has also campaigned in Arizona. Typically, a presidential nominee lies low as the opposition party holds its nominating convention, but Trump has repeatedly proven that he's not one to adhere to political traditions. The president's visits to key battleground states amid the DNC convention is just one layer of what Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel described as a multi-pronged response from Republicans. Trump kicked off the week with a fiery speech in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, blasting Biden as a Trojan horse for socialism. Joe Biden is the puppet of left-wing extremists trying to erase our borders, eliminate our police, indoctrinate our children, vilify our heroes, take away our energy, Trump said Monday. The president, in prepared remarks exclusively obtained by Fox News ahead of his speech, was expected to call Biden the most dangerous candidate to seek the office of the presidency in our lifetimes. But during the event, the president moved off script, slamming Biden and warning voters that it will not be him running our country. We'll save our cities and our suburbs from the future of crime and chaos, corruption, and economic collapse that puppet Joe Biden would unleash on America, Trump said. This is a puppet. He won't do it intentionally, he just says, well, whatever they want, because he has no clue. No one will be safe in a Biden-run America, Trump said, adding that Biden and Harris are pro-crime and anti-cop. There's no other way to say it, Trump said. We're anti-crime and we are pro-cop all the way.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.